This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Paulwell gets back visa. The United States has reissued a visitor's visa to opposition lawmaker Philip Paulwell just over 2 years after it was revoked. The Kingston Eastern and Port Royal Member of Parliament confirmed on Tuesday that he's now in possession of the travel document from the U.S. Embassy in Kingston. The American Embassy has seen it fit to return my 10-year multiple entry visa unrestricted, and I want to express appreciation to them for the level of professionalism in relation to the processing, Paulwell told the news. He added, "It was a difficult experience for me, knowing that I had not done anything to warrant my visa being revoked, but I did continue to have good relations with the embassy." Paulwell is scheduled to travel to the U.S. on Thursday. The news has seen a copy of the B1-B2 visa with an issue date of November 22, 2021 and an expiration date of November 16, 2031. It does not contain any annotation, a feature of the restored visitor's visa for Government Minister Darrell Vaz, who, along with Paulwell, had his visa revoked in 2019. The U.S. reinstated Vaz's visa, which is valid for 1 year, in September with a rare annotation 212d, 3A waiver of 212A, 2C1. Under U.S. immigration law, 212A, 2C1 speaks to controlled substance traffickers. Vaz has denied any wrongdoing. He was later issued with a diplomatic visa. Controversial former U.S. Ambassador Donald Tapia has claimed that Vaz's visa was unfairly revoked and acknowledged lobbying intensely, including writing to U.S. senators for the decision to be reversed. Paulwell explained that he still does not know why action was taken against him. The U.S. authorities do not comment on individual visa cases. "I have been in touch with friends of mine overseas who are influential, and they weren't able to determine a reason," said the former government minister, who up to recently was chairman of the opposition People's National Party. He acknowledged the rumors that the visa was yanked because of alleged close relations with elements of the anti-U.S. Venezuelan leadership or alleged links with community dons in his constituency. Paulwell said he applied for the current visa after his American lawyers wrote to the U.S. authorities in March. He said the officials indicated that he just needed to submit an application. The impact of the loss of the visa was not too significant, Paulwell said, noting that the restriction only impacted some members of his family. Tapia told the news that shortly before he took up the post in August 2019, complaints were made against Vaz and Paulwell while the Portia Simpson Miller-led People's National Party was in office. Tapia also claimed that opposition spokesman Peter Bunting, while he served as Minister of National Security, requested that Vaz be investigated. But those claims have been discredited. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency denied receiving any such instruction, saying also that it never had any discussions with Bunting on the issue. Similarly, the Jamaica Defense Force said it conducted no investigations as it had no jurisdiction in that regard. Admission of 2 secret gang recording transcripts blocked. 2 of 3 transcripts of the secret recordings of alleged members of the Wandon gang were blocked on Tuesday from being entered into evidence after defense lawyers raised objections. The prosecution's first police witness and the third of 42 in the Klansman Wandon gang trial testified in the Home Circuit Court that she had spent more than a year transcribing the recordings which she had received on a compact disc. The court heard that the witness had prepared 2 documents, including one which had more than 175 pages. The witness told the court that she completed the transcription this year. According to the police witness, the prosecution's second witness was present and had identified the voices and had also listened and checked the transcripts for errors. The prosecution's second witness, a former top-tier member of the gang, had testified that he had secretly recorded phone conversations that he had with key alleged members of the gang, including the reputed leader Andre Blackman Bryan and the lone alleged female gangster Stephanie Christie, and had handed them over to the police. After the prosecution had adduced the evidence from the police witness about how the transcripts had been prepared, the Crown proceeded to have the documents tendered into evidence. However, defense lawyers objected to the move. Attorney-at-law Lloyd McFarlane, who is representing Brian, objected on the grounds that there was insufficient evidence to identify the voices in the recordings. Fellow attorney Kimani Brightson challenged the admission of the documents, arguing that there was no evidence about the safekeeping and the integrity of the recording. He also noted that the second witness in his evidence had testified that the transcripts had 3 signatures. The lawyer said that he would not be accepting any other document other than the one that the witness had spoken about. Brightson is representing defendants Tom Rick Taylor, Owen Armsby, and Daniel McKenzie. Attorney-at-law Walter Melbourne, who is representing defendant Damien Elliston, also objected on the basis of provenance. He argued that there was no evidence indicating the origin of the compact disc and the chain of custody. I am saying that the witness received the compact disc. We do not know where it came from. It's as if it came from nowhere, he argued. Following the objections, the presiding judge, Chief Justice Brian Sykes, accepted the objections as a reasonable point and ruled that the prosecution would need to submit further evidence on the origin of the compact disc and the chain of custody before the documents can be tendered as evidence. He, however, accepted a request from the prosecution for the transcripts to be marked for identity. In the meantime, a second police witness who had prepared one of the transcripts will continue giving evidence about how that document was prepared on Wednesday. She has so far indicated that she had received a compact disc with the recordings in February 2019 and had started transcribing them along with WhatsApp recordings in the company of the ex-gangster. Opposition spokesman demands explanation for dismissal of RADA board. Opposition spokesman on agriculture Luthon Cousins is urging Minister of Agriculture Audley Shaw to provide an explanation for the dismissal of the Board of Directors of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority and its immediate dissolution. In a statement, Mr. Cousins said it was unacceptable that a major board which drives Jamaica's agricultural production and provides support for thousands of farmers could be summarily dismissed without an announcement from the portfolio minister. Mr. Cousins added that since being appointed spokesman on agriculture, he has been complaining about RADA's direction and the lack of focus on its core functions. He called for Mr. Shaw to immediately name a new board of RADA. CXC to adjust CAPE grades for some Barbadian students. Barbados education officials say the Caribbean Examinations Council has agreed to adjust the grades of some students following concerns raised about results. In a statement, the Ministry of Education said it and other stakeholders have been in consultation with the CXC. The ministry said the discussions relate to Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination results for the June-July 2021 exams. There were concerns that the grades that some Barbadian students received were not in alignment with the expected results. Following a meeting with CXC on Monday, it was indicated that there will be adjustments to some of the grades. The reviewed grades are subject to final approval. The Jamaica Defense Force yesterday gave credit to a new unit in its Coast Guard for a cocaine bust off the coast of Black River on Monday night that resulted in 3 men being arrested. The men, who police sources say are from St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland, were on board a vessel destined for Jamaica with more than 2,000 pounds of cocaine packaged in crocus bags, a police source said. Efforts yesterday to get an official statement from the police regarding the progress of their investigation into the cocaine seizure were unsuccessful. The JDF's Maritime, Air and Cyber Command, in a news release yesterday, said a collaborative effort was instrumental in intercepting the vessel filled with cocaine. The JDF said the 3 detainees and the contraband were handed over to the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Narcotics Division for processing and investigations. Brigadier Roderick Williams, MACC Brigade Commander, commended the unit for the drug bust. The 2nd District Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard was recently commissioned as a unit less than 2 weeks ago at Discovery Bay in St. Anne. It is a remarkable testament to the diligence and bravery of our soldiers, Williams said. This is a true validation of our work as soldiers, airmen, and operational planners in what was a collaborative effort of the MACC and a great proof of concept of the need for growth and transformation in the MACC and the JDF. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.